Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's not quite 10, but I'm just making sure my connections are all good, and it looks like they are. And it's a lovely day in my neighborhood. It's going to be a lovely weekend because that's good because this weekend we're having our annual Labor Day party, family Labor Day party. It's a week early, but that's because we have to accommodate some other families' plans. But anyway, so normally it's a 5 gallon, 5 gallons of clam chowder and 300 clam cakes, but I'm reducing that quantity. I've already got the chowder made. I made that yesterday, and I've got other things in the works. But yeah, it's a fun time with our family. So that's what's happening for us this weekend. Tomorrow, actually, tomorrow. So it's almost 10 o'clock, and I'm very excited about what I'm going to show you today. So let me just see. If you're there, please do pop on. It is 10 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday, August 23rd. Welcome to Fun Stamping on Friday here in Franklin, Massachusetts. That's quite an alliteration. Fun Stamping Friday, Franklin. Okay, so let's get started. Let me get this over here. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So these are the two cards that I showed you this week in my newsletter. A Christmas card, number 7, Christmas in August, number 7. And then this one, a Thanksgiving card, first of our Thanksgiving offerings. So I think what I'm first going to do is I'm going to start with my Christmas card. So let me get this out of the way and let me bring in all the stuff that I need for this. First of all, I love this set. This is called Light the Year. And let me just bring it over here for you so you can see it. Well, what did I do with it? Here I am thinking I got everything organized. Where is my Light the Year stamp set? It's hiding. What did I do with it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Here it is right here. There we go. So here is the Light the Year stamp set. I absolutely love this because I said in my newsletter, the lanterns remind me of different places that I've lived. Old-fashioned gas lights on, street corners and in your neighborhood, whatever. But I just love it. I love the pine cones. I love the sayings. I just love the whole thing. And it's got the dies that go with it. So let me just show you what I did and what we're going to do. So when I made this one, I just took a piece of, first of all, real red cardstock for the base, and then I put a piece of Whisper White on the inside, basic white on the inside for the message. But then I took Shimmery White. Now, Shimmery White is a cardstock that I don't think we offer anymore, but I absolutely love it. I don't know if you can see it here on camera, but it does have a little bit of shimmer to it. It's just very subtle, but it's lovely. And then I ran it through the embossing tool, the Snowflake Sky, so you can see the little snowflakes and the pieces of snow coming down. And then I took some Wink of Stella and put it on just to give it a little bit more excitement. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change it up just a tiny little bit, tad, because I can do that. So let me first of all get my basic red. Is anybody there this morning? I know it's Friday, or maybe you're doing some fun things. Hopefully you are. But if not, please pop on and say hi. Okay, so there's my base. Now, when I made the Thanksgiving card, I took the scalloped contour die and took the piece of basic vanilla and ran it through. And I thought to myself, you know what? That might be pretty to do for the the year cards. So what I did was I took a piece of the Shimmery White, I ran it through the contour, scalloped contour, the largest die, and then I ran it through the Snowflake Sky, and I think I like it better. Or this just, I mean, it's up to you what you want. You want the simplicity of this one, or do you want just a little bit more pizzazz? So today we're going to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, whoops, making messes here. Oh, I'm making very bad messes. I've got all of my, wait a minute, hold on a minute. This is going to tip over. I got to fix this. Hold on. Where did it, here we go. I've got my blocks in a box here, and I just want to fix this. Okay, there we go, because that was going to come crashing down any second. So anyway, here we go. Here is my silicone pad. Here is my layer, And I'm just going to put this on with my adhesive. All right. I just think it's so pretty. Oh, all right, let's do it this way. Here we go, like this. All right. Next. Good morning, Barbara McDuffie. Yes, thank you very much. I saw that message. Thank you. I'm so excited about that. Oh, it'll be fun. And it'll be fun to see my friends whom I haven't seen in a while. Okay, so the next thing I did was I took the All is Bright message, stamped it in real red on a piece of basic white, and backed it with some real red. And I'm going to put this on. Here I go with the hiccups. I don't know, I start talking and I get the hiccups. And I'm going to put this on right here in the lower right-hand corner, just like this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take well, I had it right here. What did I do with them? I can't believe this. I just had these gems. I have to take my glasses off. Oh, here they are. They fell down. All right. And I'm going to take one of these gold gems. These are new. These are the faux glass dots like this. And I'm going to take one of the gold ones, the little one, and I'm going to put it in the right-hand side right here. Just right here like this, because this is going to match the little candle flame. All right, so there's that. Now, let's get to the fun part here with the stamping. So what I did was I took my Memento ink and the lantern, the larger lantern, and I stamped it. Now, the only thing, this is rare. Good morning, Jan. Oh, I'm so glad you're back. I hope you're feeling well. Thank you for joining us from Canada this morning. Thank you. Okay, so this, I stamped it and then I cut it out. Now, once in a very blue moon, I say, I don't understand why Stampin' Up! Did this. They did not have the die that cuts out the panels, the glass panels. Here's the die itself. Okay, and so this is what it looks like when you cut it out. So I said to myself, I don't like that. I want to cut those out. So remember, there are no mistakes in Stampin' Up! So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of thick cardboard. This is from, it's from, my paper pumpkins or my kits. And I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to cut this, because I want this cut out. So I'm going to cut them down once, twice. You have to be careful. It's a X-Acto knife, but we're all veteran stampers, and we can do this. Now, if you come to my house, I probably will have these all cut out for you. You know, sometimes I do that. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Oh, I got to cut it out again. Cut this little thing. You have to be careful because it is a, there we go. So I just did that. And I cut all 3 of those out with my X-Acto knife. Getting better day, that's wonderful news. Wonderful. Sending healing wishes continued to you, my friend Jan. All right, so here it is all cut out. There it is, much better. Now, the next thing I did was I took a window sheet. Now, with window sheets, you know they come with a little piece of paper in between because they're very staticky. So what you want to do, what I think is the better way to do this, is to keep the paper on like this. And then you're going to put it like this so that you're going to cover, you're going to get your windows, so it's going to show like this. But then what you're going to need to do is take your snips and you're going to trim out this. Now you have to be careful because you don't want to cut your lantern. So I'm just going to come in here and snip this out and then snip this out like this. And now I'm going to turn it around and see if I've got that perfectly. Yes, I do. And if you don't, then you can trim it out after you get it on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my silicone sheet again. I'm going to take my lantern and I'm going to add some adhesive to the back. Now notice there's a different color here. Initially I stamped it with basic gray. I thought that would be nice, but I didn't like it. So I said, you know what, we're going to try Memento, and Memento worked much better. All right, so now I want to just make sure, you know what, I'm going to put this on. There we go. I just want to make sure that I've got all the little pieces of the adhesive on the paper and not coming through, because we don't want any of the adhesive on the window sheet. All right, now I'm going to take my window sheet, get rid of this little piece of paper here. The only reason you do that is because it's so staticky, and it's much easier if you have a piece of paper to use as a guide. All right, so now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put it on like this. Whoops, that's the wrong way, Barbara. I had it there we go. This is the right way. All right, there we go, like that. And then I'm going to press it down. So now it looks like there are glass panes. See that? It looks like there are glass panes. See, you can see that. It looks perfect. Now, now there's a little tiny piece here that is peeking out. So I'm just going to come and snip that off. And otherwise, it looks pretty good to me. All right, so there's that. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to put some dimensionals on this. I'm going to put a whole bunch on here because I want this to stick up nicely like this. And then we've got one more thing to do, and that's the flame. So what I did was I stamped the flame in Memento, but then I took one of my metallic gold markers. Now, we don't sell these anymore, but here is one. You can get them from Amazon or wherever, any craft store. This one has a silver tip and a gold tip. And I just used the flame and the drippings from the candle, and I put it on like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on right here, and I'm going to add half of a dimensional. I'm just going to take this, cut it in half, my side piece like that, and I'm going to put it down just like this. So now, here we go. There is the flame inside the lantern. Isn't that gorgeous? Easy, easy. Now I shall take these little pieces off. Easy, easy. I just love this stamp set. I think it's so pretty. Oh. And you have to be a little careful when you've taken the one off the flame, because remember, the dimensional is the thing that's holding that flame onto that window sheet. So you just want to make sure that you don't dislodge it. You want to make sure it's going to stick. All right, now I'm going to bring my card back in, and I'm going to put this on. Look, there we go. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that's going to go on just like that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, you know what? I could have moved this down just a tiny little bit. That's okay. I could have moved the candle down just a little bit. Yes, I know. I know. But you know what, Jan? It's okay. It's not a big deal. It works fine. All right, so the next thing I need to have a bow. Now, I love this new ribbon. This is a metallic gold, and it comes with a metallic silver. Metallic ribbons tend to be a little bit on the stiff side. And you can see, as I made my bow, the ends are almost east-west. It's kind of like a southeast-southwest direction. And I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue dots, and I'm going to, I got to turn this around so I can see it. All right, so actually I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to put one at the base. Actually, I don't need to move the candle down because the ribbon's going to cover it. So I'm going to take that one off. Then I'm going to put two more on. I'm going to put one down a little bit to the right and one down to a little bit to the left. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to take the fronds of the ribbon and I'm going to secure them. Let me see. Let me push this in. All right, so this is, the knot is going to go on the first one, and then this is going to come down like that. Actually, I think I need to bring this down a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to press really firmly to make sure. There, that looks better to me. And I'm just going to pop these up just a little bit because that's a metallic ink. Now, the other thing is I'm going to trim this off just a tiny little bit with my ribbon scissors, like that. Isn't that pretty? Do you think? Do you think? Now, I'm not quite done yet because I have to bring my Winky in. I probably should have done this earlier. I'm going to take my Winky and I'm going to color the lantern, the whole lantern like this. Actually, I should have cut that out too. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think that's as important. I should have done this before I put the ribbon on. But anyway, there we go, like that. There we go. Isn't that a pretty card? I just think it's pretty. So there is the card. Now here is the inside. I already stamped it yesterday. Wishing you peace, joy, and light. I love that. And let me move this out of the way. Get this out of the way. And bring this back in with a little bit of adhesive here. And There we go. And let's put this inside the card. And there we go, just like that. So there is my inside and there is my outside. Now I'm going to bring both of them back in. So this is the first one that I had on my newsletter this week. And then this is the one with the scalloped contour die. So either one I think is really pretty. So you can choose what you want. And I just think I love the flame. Now you'll notice on this one, I did stamp this in Smoky Slate. I don't like it quite as much as I like this. I think this one looks a little bit better. But anyway, this is one that we're going to be doing next week in class. Christmas in August, number 7. Okay, so that's that card. All right, now let's come back to our Thanksgiving card. Wait a minute, let me move this out of the way. All right, so this card, I use the new Changing Leaves bundle, which I absolutely love. Here is the stamp set. I love it, and I love the messages here. It doesn't necessarily cry Thanksgiving, but it's got some lovely messages. Lovely messages. You are amazing in every single way. I couldn't have done it without you. Here for you, a little note to brighten your day. So I think this stamp set has a lot of application, but I wanted to do it for Thanksgiving. So here is the card that I came up with. Now, once again, I took my very vanilla, basic vanilla card stock, and that's my base. And then, so let me get the, whoa, I'm making messes here. Let me get this out of the way. All right, so here we go. You know the routine here. It's already been cut. It's already been scored, and now it's folded. Then, as I did with the first card, I took a piece of basic vanilla and ran it through the cool contours. Now, this is the exciting part of having a hybrid folder. This is a hybrid embossing folder. Here is the embossing folder. It's a large one, 6 by 6, a little bit bigger. And then it has all of the dies to go with it. So let me just show you what they are. So here are the dies. There are 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 3 in this one. They count that as 3. 7, and then 8, 9, and 10. So what I chose to use was the bigger one. Now I'm going to show you how, first of all, what the options are. If you just simply want to emboss it, you will emboss it like this, and it comes out beautiful, just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. It's subtle, but it's beautiful. But I wanted to add another leaf to it to make it pop a little bit. So, first of all, the first thing I did was I ran it through. I cut it with the die. I cut it with a scallop contour die. Then I ran it through the embossing folder. And I would recommend that you do that first. Use the outer edge, cut that out with the scalloped contour die, and then run it through the embossing, because if you do it the opposite way, it's going to flatten these leaves a little bit. So it's better to do your embossing of the leaves after you've done the die cutting. All right, having said that, then this is going to go on here like that. Now, how do I get just one leaf? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper, and you can pick whatever leaf you want. I'm going to use this maple leaf. And you want to make sure that it covers the size of the leaf like that. You see how that is? There is the leaf, there is the paper. But before you do that, what you have to do is you have to put in your die. Now, these hybrid folders have a little trough that this is going to fit into. So what you have to do is you have to just kind of find it. I'm going to hold it up because it works a little bit better. Okay, so I found it. So there is a ridge around all of these leaves, and there is the placement of the die that fits right on top just like that. And when you get it in, it's in. See, I can't really move it unless I take my fingernail and pick it off. So then what I do is take my paper, put it on like this, make sure I cover the whole leaf. You could actually put a bigger piece in, and then you'd have all of these 3 cut out. But I just want this one. So there it is, right like that. And then you run it through your Stampin' Cut machine, and what happens is it comes out like this. Isn't that cool? Look at that texture on that. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is wicked fun. I am going to take some cherry cobbler. I didn't use cherry cobbler on my first card, but last night I looked at this and said, you know what? I'm going to use some cherry cobbler too. And some pumpkin pie and some Mossy Meadow. Let me get this out of the way. Mossy Meadow. And then some Cajun Craze. And I have all of my little daubers. See here is my, let's see, this is pumpkin pie, yeah. What I do with my daubers, you probably do the same thing. I just take a little piece of paper, write the name of the color, and then put it on with Scotch tape. So I have a dedicated dauber for every single color. There's cherry cobbler, and here is Cajun Craze. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to start with the Mossy Meadow. I'm going to add a little bit, and I'm going to bring this in so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to daub a little bit. Hit just a daub, you know, however you want. No big deal. That's it. All right, that one's done. Now I'm going to take some pumpkin, and I'm going to do the same thing with the pumpkin. Just kind of hither and yon. All right, pumpkin is done. Now I'm going to take cherry cobbler. Add a little bit of cherry cobbler here and there. And then I'm going to take Cajun Craze and just fill it in a little bit. Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Do you like it? Oh, cool. Isn't that so cool? All right, so let me close this up because once again, I am the messy, inky stamper finger person. I get it on everything. I get it on my clothes. I get it on me, but that's okay. It's okay. Great idea with the dedicated daubers. Yeah, it's perfect. Then you don't have to worry about, you know, washing them, which I used to do. I used to do that. All right, let me just add a little bit more color here. A little bit more color. Let me add some more cherry cobbler here. There we go. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get a baby wipe. Because see, look at all that ink on my finger. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to take this off because I don't want to get it messy, messy, messy. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is take my cherry cobbler. I'm going to take my Happy Thanksgiving stamp from Teeny Tiny Wishes, and I'm going to stamp it like this, Happy Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to take this punch, which I don't even know what this is called. I wish I knew. Anyway, I like it. I just like it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to, wait a minute, is that even? You know what the weirdest thing is? I can do it correct. I can get it even when I'm reading at it correctly, but if I do it upside down, I get it incorrectly. All right, so that's that. So then I'm going to bring back my card, and then the next thing I'm going to do is add my base. Whoops. Whoa. Okay. I've got an avalanche of stuff going on here. All right, here's this. I'm going to add some adhesive to this side. And you know what? I could have used my Tombow, my wet glue, but my snail was right here. I still use snail because God knows I've got a lot of it. All right, here is my base. Here is this. I love this card. I think it's so pretty. Ooh, I just noticed something here. There's a little bit of extra overlay, which I don't know if you can see that, but you can see that extra piece right there. So that is going to annoy me, my OCD. So I'm just going to bring this in on my little cutter here, and I'm going to trim that right out. There we go. So I just took this little piece off, which is fine. Now it's looking much better to my eye. All right, let me get that out of the way. Now I'm going to take my Happy Thanksgiving, and with my cherry cobbler dauber, I'm just going to daub the edges of this just a little bit like this, like that, just to give it a little bit of contrast against the vanilla base. All right, now I'm going to take my dimensionals and I'm going to put 2 on, but then I'm going to also decide where I'm going to put the placement of this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like that. So therefore, I'm going to add another dimensional right on top of that leaf like that, and one on top over here, and one over here. Let's do 3. 3. Okay, now very gently, I'm going to take these off, and easy, easy, easy. Almost done. Almost done. And I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to put that right on like that, wherever I want to place it, like this. Place that down like such. And then of course I have to take my Winky and give this some color. This is I go through Wink Stella like there's no tomorrow. It's unbelievable. I just ordered, I think, 12, and I'm down to 4. That's because I have class, too. My friends in my class use them, too. So, but there, look at how pretty that is. See, that just adds a little bit of extra pizzazz to it, I think. A little bit of brightness. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming. Okay. Now, of course, I'm going to go to a gem, and I'm going to take this one, because this is kind of like a combination. I love these matte pearls. I think they're really pretty. I just think it's beautiful. So there's that. Isn't that lovely? Just like that. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. Thank you so much. I just think it's pretty. Now, the inside, on the inside, what did I do here? I stamped, oh, Grateful Gather Together. Oh, yeah, my Gather Together, which is right here. So let's do that. Let me take my cherry cobbler again, since I used cherry cobbler for the message. So let me get this here. Now, doing this in class, I probably will have my Stamparatus out, and we'll use that because it's great to have the Stamparatus. There we go. Perfect. Gather Together. How lovely is that? And then, if I wanted, like I did with this one, I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to stamp it up and make the envelope and, let me bring this in, the envelope and the inside a little bit more decorative. So I'm just going to take this. Thank you. I think it makes, thank you, Jan. I think you're, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. All right, so let me just bring this back in. And I should have done this when I had these already open, but that's okay. Let's just do it one more time because it's fun playing with our tools. Here we go once again. All right, so here's pumpkin. And I think this one's the pumpkin. Yep, this is the pumpkin. So I'm going to take this stamp and I'm just going to add some pumpkin hither and yon. And then I'm going to take Cajun Craze, which is this one, and add a little bit hither there. Yep. And then I'm going to take Cherry Cobbler and add some Cherry Cobbler like that. And now with my Mossy Meadow, just finish it off a bit. Okay, now I do have to close these up because it would only take me a second to get really, really disgustingly messy with 4 ink pads out. Doesn't take much. All right, so there's that. Now, let me just wipe my fingers a little bit. All right, so now everybody knows the huff technique. I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to huff on this. I'm actually exhaling on this. So, you know what? I think what I'm first going to do is I'm going to do my envelope. Here's my envelope. So I'm going to bring my envelope in, and I'm going to stamp it once, and I'm going to stamp it again, and I'm going to stamp it one more time like that. And then I'm going to huff on this again without re-inking, and I'm going to bring it in, and it's going to be subtle on the inside of the card like that. So there you go. So here is the card, and here is the envelope. Isn't that pretty? I just think it's really pretty. I love it. So, my friends, this is what we're doing for next week. We are doing August, Christmas number 7, Christmas card number 7. Wow, can you believe it? We've been doing this for 7 weeks. This, and you can choose whether you want to have the scalloped contour edge or not. Here they are. Okay, like that. Or, why do you huff on it, Beth? The reason is because these are water-based inks, so they dry very quickly. So that's why when you stamp, it dries like instantaneously. So when I'm using 4 different colors on an ink, on a stamp, they're drying after almost as soon as I've applied the ink. So when I huff on it, I re-moisturize it. And it's not like blowing out a birthday candle. It's not like that. You really have to go like that. You're saying ha, like ha, 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 ha. But you have to get some moisture on there because it re-wets the ink, and then you get a nice impression on your stamp. image, whatever you're doing. So there's that. I hope that helps. People think it's funny when you huff, but that's the way to do it. Okay, so that's that, and here is the Christmas one. So here we go, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Ta-da! Whoops, I always get this wrong. There we go. So that's what we're doing next Monday and Tuesday here in my stamping studio. Anybody wants long distance packages, I can do that. I can't do your stamping for you, but because that's one of the rules of our company. But cool, thank you. This will help. Good, I'm so glad. Yay, Beth. Yay, that's great. Good, 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 good. All right, my friends, thank you for joining me on this Friday morning. I hope you have a great weekend. I will see you next week. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend here in my neck of the woods, and I'm so glad because, as I said earlier, it's our annual Labor Day party a week early. But anyway, so I'm going to go back to do preparations for that. So thank you again, my friends, for your support. I love it when you are with me on Friday mornings, and I will see you next Friday. And Jan, keep getting better. I love you all. Laurie, thank you for joining me this morning. Thanks, Laurie. Okay, and Laurie, your stamp set, your owl punch will be here on Tuesday, so we'll make arrangements to get together. All right.